The last sentence indicates that this principle relates to the ordinary outside investor. Anyone who can control a secondary company or who is part of a cohesive group with such control is fully justified in buying the shares on the same basis as if he were investing in a close corporation or other private business. The distinction between the position and consequent investment policy of insiders and outsiders becomes more important as the enterprise itself becomes less important. It is a basic characteristic of a primary or leading company that a single detached share is ordinarily worth as much as a share in a controlling block. In secondary companies, the average market value of a detached share is substantially less than its worth to a controlling owner. Because of this fact, the matter of shareholder management relations and of those between inside and outside shareholders tends to be much more important and controversial in the case of secondary than in that of primary companies. At the end of Chapter 5, we commented on the difficulty of making any hard and fast distinction between primary and secondary companies. The many common stocks in the boundary area may properly exhibit an intermediate price behavior. It would not be illogical for an investor to buy such an issue at a small discount from its indicated or appraisal value, on the theory that it is only a small distance away from a primary classification, and that it may acquire such a rating unqualifiedly in the not-too-distant future. Thus, the distinction between primary and secondary issues need not be made too precise, for if it were, then a small difference in quality must produce a large differential in justified purchase price. In saying this, we are admitting a middle ground in the classification of common stocks, although we counseled against such a middle ground in the classification of investors. Our reason for this apparent inconsistency is as follows. No great harm comes from some uncertainty of viewpoint regarding a single security because such cases are exceptional and not a great deal is at stake in the matter. But the investor's choice as between the defensive or the aggressive status is of major consequence to him, and he should not allow himself to be confused or compromised in this basic decision.